All right, one more quick video here on bonds. This might be of interest to you, so I wanted to cover this, although it's not in the book. And the reason why it might be of interest to you is that there's a lot of jobs associated with bonds. And so let me explain that. And these are high-paying jobs, by the way, and they're all over the world, so it can allow you to travel in your career here. Bonds are not all the same. So, for example, you have an 8% bond for 10 years. One might be from Apple Computer, another one might be from Jim Forbes Inc. Those might not be the same because of the quality of the company. And so bonds have what's called a qualitative assessment. Now, what is the likelihood of this company being able to repay this debt? And this qualitative assessment is done by a variety of companies. There's maybe half a dozen of the big ones around the world, and one of those is Moody's. And they do risk analysis or credit analysis of bonds around the world. Again, bonds is the cornerstone of global finance, and these jobs pay a lot of money. And so they will rate bonds, and each one has a different rating system because certain institutions might be only legally allowed to invest in a certain quality of bond. So it's not just the quantity, i.e. how much interest it's paying and that so forth. It's also the qualitative aspects of bonds, which affects the trading and selling of bonds. And these credit agencies rate bonds all over the world, and there's quite a few jobs. So some of the companies are like Standard & Poor's, which is maybe the biggest. There's Fitch's. Here's another one called Moody's. And Moody's is highly respected. Now, these credit rating agencies have gotten themselves in trouble because they started rating some of mortgages as AAA, or the highest quality, because it was collateralized, but there was a real estate collapse, and so they've been sued. So they're not without some tarnish, but nevertheless there are jobs. So I would recommend that you go to this site. It's again Moody's.com, and just peruse it for type of jobs. You can go to careers up here and start your job search and search openings, and you can go all over the world. As you can see, their cities here are all literally around the world. Different kind of jobs: accounting, finance, analytical, research. These jobs easily pay $150,000 plus a year. So you should consider this as one possible career choice later in your career. And obviously accounting and finance is the degree you would need with this. But again, it's high paying, so I think it might be of interest to you. Another thing with bonds is another term that I want you to become familiar with is called subordination. Let me bring you over a slide here of Ford Motor Company. And subordination is a term that means subject underneath. So a balance sheet is structured in the order of liquidity, like in assets, cash, and marketable securities and receivables. And so are the liabilities. Payables could be within like their employees and their vendors and so forth. This is a very simple consolidated balance sheet from Ford Motor Company. Then they have debt here. Well, subordinated debt would be like in this area. Another term for subordinated debt is junk bonds, high-risk bonds, high-yielding bonds, and all of that refers to subordination, which would be listed here. And what subordination means is that these up here would be paid before these. Now, it's subordinated debt, but it's still higher in equity. So those junk bonds would be paid in case of liquidation before any shareholder. So you should get familiar with that term subordination. You will see it used quite a bit. I always negotiate that in some of my deals when I do company startups. I want to get as high up on the balance sheet as I possibly can. Again, I hope this helps. And again, do look at Moody's or S&P for rating agencies, and you'll surely find some jobs I think you might find interesting that will open up your eyes.